Well, good morning, everybody. This morning is all about facts over my feelings. Facts over my feelings, over my fears, over my indecisiveness, over the instability of the country, over more than money. Facts over fears and feelings leads to the faithfulness of God, the faithfulness of God. Continuing from the prayer this morning, First Lady and I was praying at 7:15 to 7:30. If you want to get that prayer, please just check in on this same page, and you can get it or on the church's page or on our YouTube, wherever it is, wherever you watch, you can get the prayer. And I'm continuing that whole biblical principle that is facts over fears lead to the faithfulness of God. Let's greet some people this morning, and then we're going to get right into this morning's manna. We're going to get right into this morning's manna. Good morning, Ramona, the first one always. Good morning, Gerald. How are you? Lenora, how are you on this morning? Arlene, how are you doing on this morning? Joelle, how are you? Annette, how are you? I want to ask the question. I want to ask the question. If you got the book, if you got the book, where are you? What chapter are you on? What chapter are you on? Just curious. Good morning, Angela. How are you? Ella, how are you? Liz, how are you on this morning? Pamela, how are you? Gloria, how are you on this morning? Elder Mobley, how are you on this morning? Dawn, how are you? Carolyn, how are you? Where's your sister this morning? Samara, how are you? There she is. Brenda, good morning. How are you? Bobby, how are you doing on this morning? Verena, how are you on this morning? Brother Nesbitt, how are you on this morning? Laura, Anna, Lena, you all hanging in there on this morning. I want to ask the question. I want to ask the question. If you got the book, if you got the book, what chapter are you on, and how are you progressing through it? How are you progressing through it? I didn't want you to just get it so you can say, "Oh, well, Bishop got some." No, that isn't it at all. It's a blessing. You need to grab it and read it. Good morning, Cynthia. How are you on this morning? Linda, how are you on this morning? Linda, what chapter are you on this morning? Liz, again. Elder Lawson, how are you? Elder Jan, how are you? My homeboy, Alvin, all the way on the East Coast, all the way on the East Coast. Talk to me. Big Al, what chapter are you on? Deacon Joe, how are you on this morning? Minister Sent, how are you? Pasha, how are you on this morning? Here we go. Verena said, finish the audio Monday. Left a star review on. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Ramona, how are you? Said you finished. And so what are your thoughts? Give me a little bit of feedback. Linda said you're on chapter one. Linda, you got to get at it now. I'm gonna take your hall pass if you don't pick it up. I'm gonna need you to pick it up. How about that? Well, good morning, everybody. It's time for morning manna. Let's get right into the word on this morning. And this morning is facts over feelings. Facts over feelings. The text, to talk, to take away 5 minutes or less. Let's jump right into it. Deuteronomy 7 9. Deuteronomy 7 9. The NIV translation says, know therefore that the Lord your God is God. Know that. He is the faithful God amongst all the other ones out there, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations. Mm, to 1,000 generations. Wow. A generation is 40 years. That's 400,000 years. My God. What's the talk about this text? Feelings fluctuate. One minute you're up, a minute you're down, one minute you're wondering whether God is going to come through, another minute you're declaring that he is. But here's the clear thing that we know: faithfulness is not based on feelings, it's rooted in facts. It's rooted in facts. And the fact is, God doesn't ghost his people. He doesn't. From the garden to the grave and back again, God has never dropped a promise. When our ancestors cried out from the slave ships and cotton fields, God was still faithful. When you thought it was over, the grace of God kicked in. That was God. That was God. Even when you stumble and fail, God said, get back up again because I'm with you. I'll never leave you, nor will I forsake you. I'm faithful. Now, the enemy wants you to measure God's love, listen, by your latest battle. But the truth is, God has a track record longer than your trial. His faithfulness is not seasonal, it's eternal. And there's three things I want you to get from this. The three things I want you to get is this. One, God's track record is untouchable. From Abraham's address to yours, he's never broken a covenant. That ain't superstition, that's scripture. Here's the second thing I want you to get. Faithfulness doesn't mean favoritism. It's faithful, and he is faithful. And faithfulness is the discipline that God has to deliver. Because even in the storm shows just how faithful he is. Here's the third thing I really want you to grab a hold of, and that is your flaws can't cancel his faithfulness. Your flaws cannot cancel his faithfulness. Even when we fumble, God doesn't fold. His loyalty is bigger than your last mistake. What's your takeaway this morning? No matter how you feel today, trust the fact that God is faithful. No matter how you feel today, no matter what you're up against today, trust the fact that God is faithful. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Share this man, if it bless you, bless somebody else. I'll see you at noonday prayer. You're in the area. And tonight, beginning with our chef prepared light meal. And then it's going to be all about a testimony service. See you tonight. Share the manna. God bless you.